Hello everybody! Today we're going to be looking at how to create a platform tool for your game. Platform tools are mainly used as rewards at the end of obbies, but you can use this for about anything. In the background, you'll see an example of what the tool should look like by the end of this video. By the end of this video, yours can behave exactly like this. I hope you enjoy the video. Make sure to follow along so you can learn more about the system. And let's get started. Hi, we're going to start making the tool first. First, put the tool in Starter Pack. I'm going to name my tool Platforms. You want to make sure you have requires handle off and can be dropped off. You don't want it to be dropped. This doesn't matter. And then we'll add a local script. If I can find it. Cool. Delete this code. First thing we want to do is define some services. I like adding comments to my code, so people can read it better when they can, or if everybody ever looks at your script, or you can look at it back later and you'll remember what you did. Local players equals game get service players. We're going to need the players service because we're going to have to define the local player. I'm also going to rename my script, by the way, to platforms script. A lot more descriptive, so I know what I'm doing. We're also going to be using the debris service. Game get service debris. Oops, spelled that wrong. Cool. And now we want to define some local variables. But we already defined local variables, right? Well, I mean variables that are local to the local player, like the local player. So local PLR equals players.localPlayer. So everything local to this client, basically. I'm using PLR for short. It means player. Same thing I'm doing for char or character. PLR character. Or we use or in case this might be nil, so we want to make sure it's not nil. Or that character added. There. So if this is nil, it'll choose this one, and this will just wait for the character to add, and then that will be equal to the character. Cool. We want to get the mouse. Local mouse equals get mouse. I'm actually going to move this up here. Doesn't matter if you do or not, but I like doing this like this. Makes more sense to me. We're also going to define the head, although you could use torso. We'll have to do a little bit different math, but it won't be hard. Just change like a single number. And we'll do character. Wait for child. Head. Cool. Now we have the head. Is there anything else we need? I don't think so. I think all we need is the head, and the mouse, and the character. Now we're going to find some tool variables. So first one we're going to define is the tool, which is going to be script.parent. Oops. Local tool. A little bit ahead of myself here. And because the script is always going to be inside the tool, the parent of the script is always going to be the tool. Cool. We're going to do one more thing here. We're going to define a part storage. It's going to be equal to instance.new. I'm going to use a model. You could use a folder, but it's up to you. Oops. Cool. And the part storage .parent is going to equal to workspace. We can name this, but it's not required. I'm going to add one more thing here. This will let me know later on in the future if I should make parts or not. So make parts equals false. I'm also going to change this to part storage just because I can. Cool. Now we actually get on with the actual functions. We'll call this one local functions. We all have different ways of doing things. This is how I like to do mine. Okay. This is going to be local function. This is going to be the function that makes the parts. Cool. You notice I'm using the same name, but this is lowercase. This is uppercase. I use uppercase for functions normally, but it's up to you. To be less confusing, I should probably use bool. So this is a boolean. Cool. And we're going to make a part. So local part equals instance.new part. You could use this, but that's considered a little bit slower. Nice going. So I like using a little bit faster things like .parent. And we're not going to set it to workspace. Instead, we're going to set it to part storage. That's what we made it for. But we're going to do this at the end of the code, just cause. So part dot C frame, right? Or actually do size first. Start dot size equals vector3.new. How big should we make it? I'm gonna say probably like 5, 10. Nope, not that. Has to be 1, and then 10. So it's gonna be 5 wide, 1 high, and 10 long. Cool. Last thing we're probably gonna do is well, we can set the color, but we'll do that later. Part.C frame. So, what should a C frame be? We're actually gonna do this twice, but it's fine. It's gonna be equal to the head dot space head.cframe times cframe.new. And so it's gonna be, this is gonna put the part directly on our head, which we don't want. We want it to be a little bit lower than the head. So we're gonna make it go down by about 5 studs, probably good. Should be perfect. Cool. And you could do this in all in one line, but it's good to keep things clean sometimes. And we're gonna use, oops, put cframe.new again. So I'm gonna use something kind of cool here. We're gonna give it a position, which is gonna be part.position. Oops, spelled position wrong. And what it's gonna look at, which is gonna be looking at our mouse, what our mouse is facing. So mouse.hit.p, which is the position of what the mouse is hitting in workspace, basically. So what it's pointing at in workspace. All right, we're gonna add part.anchored equal to true, so it doesn't fall down. Part.brickcolor going equal to brickcolor.random. You can make this whatever you want. Cool. This is basically done, although we do want to add one more thing. And we want this part to be deleted after, we'll say 3 seconds. So we're going to use debris service. You can also use things like spawn functions or delay, but this will be easier. Add item, the part, and we'll leave it here for 3 seconds before it gets destroyed. That's a pretty cool function. Cool. Now the actual code, which we'll go ahead and start. So tool.activated, connect to a function. This will be when someone clicks when using the tool. It'll activate the function here, which is neat. And yeah, after we do that, we want to make parts a true, because you're holding down the button. Make part should be true. Cool. And if I can spell this right, tool.deactivated wait. Okay, this should equal, when the tool is done being clicked on, this will make this false. So while this is true, we want to make parts. So how do we do that? I'll be using a spawn function, or coroutines, however you say. Spawn functions use coroutines, don't know how to say it. It's basically going to run this code separately from the rest of this code. It's going to be like independent from everything else. So while this do. So while this equals true, we could put this, but this is shorter and it's the same thing. So while this is true, we want to run a loop, make sure we use a wait so we don't crash. Then we want to make parts while this is activated. Cool. that everything? Well, let's test it. Make sure I didn't forget anything. Our tool. Look at that. Although you will notice it's not filtering in. It's actually looking at these, which is bad. And the reason why is because I forgot to add my target filter. So mouse.target filter equals part storage. So this will make the mouse ignore anything inside this model, which will be all the parts. So basically the mouse won't be able to see any parts that we make that are parented to part storage. I'm going to delete the workspace basically for this, so we can float around a little bit more. If I can click fast enough. Cool. So as you notice, it's not actually facing these things, it's actually ignoring them for the most part. Cool. So it's facing where the mouse is, it's letting us walk. And this is our own thing of part making platforms. Cool. This will work with R15, although in R15 your arm sticks out for some reason. Maybe that'll get fixed someday. And yeah, thanks for watching. Any information that I forgot might be in the description. And the model itself, I'll put in the description for you to look at in case you get lost, or if you have any questions you can ask me. And that's all. Thanks for watching.